Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Y'all already know who it is. This your girl, CG-Hiphop, with a second episode of Random Vlog Talk. Um, and this time we're gonna be talking about Chris Brown and Tyga. Um, and what I think about their whole Fan of a Fan album, that's actually coming out next month. And they also released a track list for it. These basically my impressions, or I'm trying to say this, my impressions of what I think about the whole them doing an album about this. Um, for people who don't know, Fan of a Fan is not their. This is the first time they're doing this. This is the second time. It should have. I think it's like Fan of a Fan 2, the album, but they just didn't put 2 in there. Just said the album. First Fan of a Fan mixtape came out in like '09, I think 2010 maybe. It was right after Chris Brown had went through all that shit he was going through with Rihanna, the whole beating her up and all that shit, and he was going through it. His album Graffiti came out and it wasn't really that well received, and he was just going through a lot of shit. And Tyga was kind of new on the scene a little bit. He was with Young Money. He had just came out with like a mixtape or whatever, and I think it was like Well Done. I think the first one, or it might have been on Black Thoughts. Black Thoughts. And these two linked up, and I guess the chemistry was so good. It was like, yeah, we're gonna put a mixtape out. But before Fan of a Fan, Chris Brown came out with a mixtape called In My Zone, which was dope. I had that on CD. I had like the little CD Walkman and shit, and I was that's where No Bullshit came from, and a couple other joints, and also that's where we got familiarized with some of his production team and some of his writers, as in Kevin McCall and Seven Streeter. A lot of people don't know this, but Seven Streeter and Kevin McCall have been with him since '09 maybe, and they've been working on every single mixtape and album he's came out with since. And Seven Streeter before that was in a group called TG4, which was under the imprint with B2K. So that's a little history lesson for people who don't know. Kevin McCall actually is a producer, writer, arranger. He's done work on a lot of Chris Brown's albums. He wrote Deuces, he produces, and a lot of other songs. He does background vocals for Chris Brown on a lot of his stuff, and so does Seven Streeter. She's a fantastic writer as well, and she's just now really getting known like that, especially with her EP she came out with, I think 2013. Her EP was nasty, and I bought that, and I'm glad I bought it because it was nice. I'm hoping that her album this year turns out just as good as that EP did, because that EP was tough. So Fan of a Fan album. It's been a little minute. And it's actually, I think, a good time for them to bring out a new album, because Chris Brown's album X was really, really good, well received, but he's going through issues right now. Tyga's going through issues trying to get off a Young Money, Cash Money record label, try to put out his album. His album, actually, the Gold album, got delayed. So I think this is a really good thing for them to come back together and bring some good music to the table. A lot of people go, oh, this album's gonna suck and all this. If they bring the same thing they did with the first mixtape and bring it into an album form, I think it's going to be really damn good. Fan of a Fan, the mixtape was fucking dope. Matter of fact, let me go check out the listing for it. Hold up, 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Cause that mixtape had a lot of joints on there. It had Deuces was on there. No Bullshit was on there again after it was on In My Zone. And In My Zone was I think it was a DJ Drama mixtape if I'm not mistaken. I can't get it to pop up. What the fuck? Can't get that shit to pop up for some reason. iTunes wanna act funny. So I'm gonna do it like this. There you go. It had Perfume on there. No. Perfume was on In My Zone. It had a lot. I know it had a lot of rapping on there. Here we go. iTunes wanna act funny as fuck. Go down to Chris Brown, cause I'm a fan of his shit, so I got a bunch of his shit. cause we used to bump in my zone like that shit was a damn album, like real talk. And a lot of people don't want to give him props, but that shit was hot. Here we go. Fan of a fan, him and Tyga. It had What They Want, that Drop Top Girl, Deuces, No Bullshit, 48 bar rap, Ballin' featuring Kevin McCall. Ain't Thinking About You, which actually turned out to be on Bow Wow's CD. Like a Virgin Again, which was dope. Which had Kevin McCall on there. Have It with Kevin McCall, number one. Make Love, I'm So Raw, I'm On It, Moving Too Fast, Regular Girl. It had G Shit on there and Holla at Me. Joints was the whole mixtape was tough. It was crazy. It wasn't just geared towards females. It had a lot of rapping on there, which I didn't expect because I didn't know Chris Brown could rap like that. Like a lot of people don't want to give him credit, but he can fucking rap. I think this joint is gonna turn out pretty good. I like the first single, which was Ayo. And it's got a little radio friendly joint to it, and then Chris Brown's rapping at the end of it. I just can't wait to see what these guys come up with. They got a lot of features on here, and it's coming out on February the 24th, which is the end of the month. I don't know if it's going to be on iTunes, because when I clicked on the link in Chris Brown's Instagram, it took me to a whole nother website where you can get it. So I don't know if it's going to be on iTunes or not. Hopefully it'll be on iTunes, because if it's on iTunes, I'll buy it. And then also they gave away the track listing. So I'm going to go through the joints and see on here who he got on here. There's how many joints? I think there's like 15 joints. First one's West Side. Second one is Nothing Like Me featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Then there's Ayo, Girl You Loud, Remember Me. Number 6 is I Bet featuring 50 Cent, which is interesting. Number 7, DGIFU featuring Pusha T. Okay. 8, Better. Number 9, Lights Out featuring Fat Trail. That might be dope. Number 10 is Real One featuring Boosie. Number 11, Bitches and Marijuana. Number 12, She Going Up. 13, Straight Up. Number 14 is Buckin' featuring J305 and T.I. Number 15, It's Your Shit featuring Wale. And 16 is Banjo. So that is track list, and that the Pusha T joint, that might be interesting. And I actually, the album actually is pretty dope too. I think I'm gonna either put that as my thumbnail or something. But the Fan of a Fan album joint looks like real 90s oriented. He's got like the dreadlock twist looking things going on Chris Brown's head. Very colorful, and hopefully this joint is gonna be mad dope, yo, cause I'm gonna buy it. The mixtape was crazy, and I think, in my opinion, this is gonna surprise some people. I'm just hoping that 7th Streeter and Kevin McCall have a lot to do with this project. Hopefully some vocals, writing, or whatever. The production on the last one was really dope, especially the rap joints. It was real raw and uncut. Hopefully Jaleel Beats may have some stuff on here, because he did a lot of stuff for that mixtape as well. So let me know what y'all think of Chris Brown and Tyga's Fan of a Fan album, the artwork, track listing. What do you think we're gonna get from this album? And I guess February 26th we're gonna find out, because I'm going to be buying it and I'll probably review it. Next up, got a couple of reviews coming. Joy Badass, I know I keep saying it, Jasmine Sullivan, and Lupe Fiasco. And those 3 reviews are coming soon, and I'm gonna holler at y'all. Deuces.